This is really good matcha. This is a bad matcha. I'll leave it to you guys who wants to pick who. Yep, that's my studio. Hello, SOOKA. Welcome, welcome. Hi. Mom over there, and we have dad. Yes, dad's over there. Please come in. We are in Pune. We're at my parents' house, and can't wait to show you guys around. Yes. But before that, we have the kitchen right here, and I'm going to make you guys a matcha. Okay? We don't have to boil the water. Okay? I've learnt this exactly 0 times. Dude, I think 2000, I was in 9th standard, so that's like 2010. That was an exciting time to be like just looking at everything that Skrillex was doing also. Yeah, and the way he's also, I think, through and through worked on Ableton. Also, maybe must have started with Logic. Yeah, I don't know his beginnings, but yeah, he's also a big Ableton head, so yeah. Recently, I discovered an act. I'll have to check my phone to get if I'm getting his name right. Is it Shikriwal? Yes. Okay, I got it. Yes. He's incredible. My best friend here, he listens to a lot of hip hop, and he's deep in the underground. He keeps telling me about acts. Because of him, I discovered Lit Trust, and also Shikriwal. So yeah, I think they're awesome right now. They're the names that come to me right now when it's anybody close to Bihar. I watch a lot of films. Yeah, I consume a lot of films. In fact, I don't think I consume music as much as I consume films. Yeah, I think my consumption media is visuals mainly, and it's funny because most of my time goes into making music, but my input is all movies. I think input is all movies and life, like all of us. But yeah, I'm only listening to music when I'm like traveling, or if I rarely go to the gym. I will listen to music because something has to get me through that. Yeah. The way I see it, I don't see genres. I think for me it's like, okay, currently also a lot of my part of the catalog, a lot of the stuff is there's so much hip hop influence, but I don't think I can dedicate myself to a genre, right? Whether it's electronica or hip hop, whatever it is, I don't think I can just do that. So I don't think I can do like a hip hop album. I can do a hip hop infused album. With the right set of people. I think there's a lot of epic people, but I think it's also really hard to work with me, honestly. So I don't think I'm a very good collaborator. So I'm very picky. Second, also I'm a control freak. So I think I feel like making that sound would really mean that two people have that sort of like vision, or they complement each other in some way or the other. So yeah, I think I'm very lucky to have the people around me. Pan to my mom, pan to my dad, who from a very young age allowed that sort of freedom that, okay, whatever you're doing, whether it's right or wrong, it's you that it's your doing. So because that was validated at such a young age, I decided, okay, what feels right, especially with music, is the right thing to do, even if it could be wrong for everybody else, as long as it feels right for me. Maybe what I'm trying to say is that whatever felt right in the moment is what I have done. So that would mean that, okay, if the song submission has to happen this day, if the song isn't speaking to me, then that might get delayed. The music video is ready, but the audio will come in the morning, because that's when the audio gets ready. So that's more of like a creative call, and honestly, I'm not in control. So this we found in Japan. So wahan se I got it on my last trip right now. We went in May. Yeah. So, and I'm not kidding. I wasn't a matcha guy. I literally converted on this trip, and it's not like I went to like a really cool place to have matcha. I had the train station matcha, and it was sweet and amazing. Like it did the job. That's how well done things are over there. And since then, I'm just obsessed. Look at that. Look at that green. That's really good. Yep. Okay, now for the money shot. Ooh. That's good. Should put some more ice. Why have I decided to stay independent? I think it's more than just the love that I've received and the success that came with it. It's the process, and it's just the fact that I can be myself and not have anybody to answer to, right? Like in the most humble manner, that like the creative process gets the highest accord. Like that's the most important thing. Like everybody around me, like okay, Ritviz गाना बना रहा है कि नहीं बना रहा है, we know that this is a process and that's respected. I am just really grateful to say that because of all the fact that I can do this, you know, and yeah, and I think that is a very powerful thing, you know, apart from obviously the fact that I own all the music and all of that just belongs to me. Obviously everything, all of that aspect is important, but just the fact that I can put out music whenever I want to, you know, just simply put, if I have to say. So yeah, that's why I decide to stay independent in the control sense of it. Yeah. I did not always have this mind outlook towards music, at least. I think starting off, everything was music. Like when I was 18, 19, there's nothing else. In fact, there were other areas of arts that I was exploring as a kid. Like I was painting in school, so I would doodle all the time, and I was also writing a lot of stuff. And music was like the third outlet for me. But around the time of 17, 18, it completely took center stage. Like music became the main thing for me. To a point where it was 16 hours every day. For my parents can vouch for this a little bit. But yeah, it was just that amount of time being spent on music. So there was no life outside of that. It was just that. So in my head, it was just trial and error. Ki main karte rahunga till something works, you know. But also not entirely output oriented. I was really also mesmerized by the process. That's why 16 hours are also going. But for me, everything was fantasy at that time. When I was 17, 18, like I wrote Liggi around that time. And it talks about me being in an adult romantic relationship. I hadn't been in one, but it was all based out of desire. It was all based out of desire. It was all based out of like, okay, this is what it would be like to say sorry to my girlfriend one day, you know. And then I've written this song out of it. So it was completely desire based. And I think now that and then Odgai happened. Obviously, I found my big break, and that changed everything because I was like, okay, fine. I've reached a point now that I can maybe start looking at this thing that I've been fantasizing about and start building it. So that's when I decided, like, what about like, it's been like almost a decade since Odgai came out. So this last decade has just been about trying to live my personal life, build that personal, and have the music like follow, rather than, you know, the other way how I was doing earlier. So we could actually split it in like 2 decades of my life. First was just music, and then because of that I was able to find a personal. And then this last decade was like, okay, I'll look at my personal and in the hopes ki music niklega. So yeah, that gives you a good idea. Okay, come. Aa jao. Welcome to my room. Yep. This is the space. This is where all the magic happens. Right over there. Me horizontal with my laptop like this. That's my studio. The decks are also here. I got them from Mumbai right now because I'm working on the set. I'm also working on the new set of music. So everything is happening right now in Pune. It's important. This conversation is important because I know the crowd is also torn into. A lot of people. I have to also say that this was a lyric video. It is not an AI music video. I thought it was great for a lyric video. I think we're still going to, at least right now, stick to traditional ways of doing MVs. At least right now. But I think for the lyric, I thought it was very interesting because it's just a new format that I think we're all on IG watching those gorilla videos, right? And I just thought that it would be great if I had a character that was doing crazy stuff throughout the video. So yeah, and yeah, to the people, I know their tone. There, a lot of people are not happy about me using AI, but I think just the understanding of why I did it is important. And like I said earlier, I think it's more on the execution bit and the aesthetic side of things and how this looks. It also signifies 2025 for some reason. You know, I like that this is Ritviz in 2025, and we're using AI to make it slightly easier to execute ideas. And I think that's the main headline that I want to talk about. Just giving us more time to ideate and go crazy. Yeah. So my mom is very creative. She's very creative, but she's also very pragmatic. Like she's a good mix of the two worlds, right? The left and right of her brain are very active. Now I think that I am more creative, but every time I talk to her about her journey, she talks about how she also became this person over time. So I feel like a lot of my pragmatism is coming into play now. Like I think I've, in a way, lived being an artist in the essence of being an artist, a person that's really like, you know, lost in the sauce, you know what I mean? But I feel like now I'm at a point where I'm also able to disconnect with that and touch reality a little bit. And I don't know if that's the best thing. I'm not saying that that's right or wrong, but that's just where I'm at. So I feel like my pragmatic me is also like building. And so that thing that you mentioned about like having emotions when it's like with music, but also losing it to gain perspective over how this is acting as a business, you know? I think that is sort of like building. Yeah, so I just thought I'd say that. Honestly, when I'm writing the song, I don't know what key I'm writing it in, what chords I'm supposed to use. None of that information is there on the page. Everything is there piche, and I write a melody. Like for example, there's one of the things that in classical music, I remember my Guruji would teach us. From a very high note to niche wala note. I'm forgetting what it's called. I'll ask Mama right now. And the drop from that note to a lower note. It's like, sa, like stuff like this. Like stuff like this is just embedded in my head. So when I write a melody and I happen to use that style, it comes out. I don't even like actively. So I would say that all of these are influences. That's why I was saying these influences. None of it is part of the songwriting process. Here, so it's as simple as ki melody likha, melody ke around I'm building drums, or drums likha, drums ke around melodies in chords. So nothing on the page is what I may be trying to say. 2024 is when I put out Meherban with Hassan Rahim. Big love to him. So yeah, that was the last track I put out before Dha and the announcement of the new album. And yeah, I think before that was Mimmi. Mimmi was 2022. Dha, we announced Dha on September 3rd. That's a day after Mom's birthday. We were celebrating Mama's birthday in Thailand. Around my birthday, which is 2 months ago, we did this really epic birthday party at High Spirits in Pune. We had Sugar Honey, Sick Flare Proof, Karan Kanchan, Karonic, everybody. It was an insane party. We had only fans come up for that. We had like about 3,000 entries to come for this show. And it was really hard to pick out people for that. It's always really hard. But everybody showed up, obviously, in Kurta and Saree. And yeah, it was just really nice. It was really nice to celebrate my birthday with everybody. I played Dha for the first time. Yeah. So, you know, that was a little fun thing we did before announcing Kurta Saree. So it would have been like not even uniform like this. But yeah, these are all of my projects. So this project, Kurta Saree, has been in the works for a very long time. Like the idea, the vision for this project. Obviously, you know that, I mean, I'm wearing a hoodie right now, but usually I'm wearing a kurta outside at shows everywhere. Everybody knows this. So I think the idea was birthed there that, okay, while this is a dress code, it symbolizes what I stand for, right? Like I could have a Balenciaga jacket on, but it's on a kurta, you know? It's always on a kurta. I could have any sneaker, anything but everything is an accessory to the kurta. And it sort of talks about my music also a little bit, where I'm accessorizing like the vest a little bit to the desiness that I have in my music. So really, it's a symbol for what I'm trying to do. So it covers a little bit of music, a little bit of fashion, and F&B, and also just apparel. Sorry, that connects to fashion. But just all of it, right? Just coming together, and eventually a show that we do next year, hopefully. Yeah, that's like a gist on the album, you know. We just put out the first song, looking forward to the next with you guys. I used to use S4, Tractor S4. That was my first gear. So I would carry that everywhere. And then I switched to CDJs like about a year, 2 years ago. I don't know why I'm doing all this.
इनका कोई शेड्यूल तो होता नहीं है. इनके डिपेंड करता है कि हाउ ही फील्स. इफ ही फील्स क्रिएटिव, ओके, सम आइडिया इज हियर एंड देन ही विल स्टार्ट क्रिएटिंग. then there is no limit for that. So प्लान अगर होगा कि आज रात में जल्दी सोते हैं तो अगले दिन पता चलता है ये सुबह 6 बजे तक जगे हुए थे. So that, तो ऐसा कुछ फिक्स तो होता नहीं है ऋत्विज के लिए. बस यही है. ऐसा ही चलता है.
Yeah, this is facts.
ऐसे ही चलता है.
We write all the music together. So everything, whenever Mama is back from school, when she gets a minute, I know in my head ki okay, I have like the evening time with Mimo, so we will write music together, and yeah. and I'll be like, Dad, can you please make coffee?
I make coffee. I was going to say that coffee.
Yeah. Dad makes really good coffee, so yeah, that's
so
that. So that's the dream team.